Hello everyone, welcome to the next episode of SpongeBob Now. Today, I will be talking about the secret box and banned geeks. First, I'm going to talk about the secret box. Enjoy. As the episode begins, SpongeBob runs towards Patrick's house, ready to go jellyfishing. Patrick says he will go with him, but must put away his secret box first. SpongeBob tries to peek inside, but Patrick refuses to let him see. SpongeBob entices Patrick by sharing his own secrets, but this only convinces Patrick to keep his secret box even more closely guarded. SpongeBob tries to distract him with many of his own secret possessions, but Patrick only pays attention to his own box. As Patrick explains the lengths he must go to keep his box safe, he fails to notice SpongeBob sneaking off with it, giddily preparing to look. Patrick stops him just in time and struggles with SpongeBob over the box. The sight of SpongeBob's arms popping off while still desperately clinging to the box disgusts Patrick, making him question the validity of their membership in the Best Friends Forever Club. He threatens to end their friendship if SpongeBob continues trying to look at his secret. SpongeBob begs Patrick for his forgiveness and promises to respect Patrick's right to secrecy, and they remain friends. That night, SpongeBob cannot sleep, still thinking about Patrick's secret box and wondering about its contents. He convinces himself that sneaking into Patrick's house while he is asleep would prevent Patrick from getting upset and he will be able to look at the secret without feeling guilty. Despite Gary's admonitions, SpongeBob puts his plan into action, pulling on a silk stocking for a mask and slipping under Patrick's rock. Inside, the box lays in full view on Patrick's nightstand. Trying to tiptoe across a floor covered in potato chips, SpongeBob fears waking Patrick with every step. Finally making it to the bedside, SpongeBob reaches for the box but Patrick sleepily grabs hold of it. SpongeBob, conveniently cube-shaped, gently slips himself in place of the box just as Patrick attempts to take something from it, yanking SpongeBob's tongue in the process. Patrick then places SpongeBob next to him on the bed, allowing SpongeBob to get back onto the floor. As he prepares to leave, SpongeBob trips on his shoelace and begins crashing and bouncing around the rock in a cacophony of noise, culminating in slamming against the wall and breaking a framed photo of him and Patrick in half. Despite all of this, Patrick remains fast asleep. SpongeBob quietly remarks how heavy a sleeper Patrick is, which causes Patrick to finally wake up and catch the masked SpongeBob with the box. Thinking him to be the clam burglar, Patrick prepares to assault him with a pillow until SpongeBob confirms his identity with his Best Friends Forever ring. In shock and distraught, Patrick declares their friendship to be over. Immediately afterwards, Patrick changes his mind and finally allows SpongeBob look inside the box. SpongeBob eagerly opens the box, only to find a piece of string. Thanking Patrick for letting him look, SpongeBob heads home, laughing at how he should not have been surprised. Alone once more, Patrick ponders alone the true secret nature of the box. When the string is pulled, a secret compartment opens and reveals an embarrassing picture of SpongeBob at a Christmas party, and Patrick laughs at it, joking a Merry Christmas to SpongeBob, not that it matters as the two houses are out of earshot, thus ending the episode. Next, I'm going to talk about banned geeks. Enjoy. One day, Squidward was playing his clarinet but was disturbed by a doorbell, which is a doctor who arrived at his house after mistaking his clarinet playing for a dying animal. He then receives a call from his former high school classmate and rival Squilliam Fancyson, who informs Squidward that he is the leader of a band that is supposed to play the prestigious Bubble Bowl the following week, but is unable to attend. He gives Squidward a backhanded offer to replace him, correctly suspecting that Squidward does not have his own band. However, Squidward defiantly insists that he does have a band and accepts the offer, before posting flyers around Bikini Bottom looking for people to join his band. On the first night of rehearsals, Squidward brings his rented instruments to a practice hall filled with townspeople. Upon discovering that none of his prospective bandmates have any previous musical experience, Squidward teaches them the basics. Unfortunately, the night doesn't end well as Squidward gets pinned to the wall by drumsticks the players mistook as mouth instruments while Sandy beats up Patrick and shoves his body through the bore of a trombone after he kicks her leg. Things do not get any better during the second day of training. While practicing a march through the street, two flag twirlers are killed when they spin their flags too fast, causing them to fly into the air and crash into a passing blimp. On the third day, Squidward checks on Plankton's harmonica solo, though he becomes exhausted and collapses from running back and forth between the holes since the harmonica is much bigger than him. On the fourth and final day of practice, Squidward says that while none of them have made any improvement since the beginning, he suggests that everyone play loud so they will be good. Unfortunately, they take this theory a bit too literally as they play so loud and badly that the windows of the practice hall break and Squidward's face is deformed beyond recognition, prompting him to change the plan to playing extremely quietly so nobody will hear them. The band members then begin to insult each other, and despite Squidward attempting to quell the rising tensions, a mass brawl breaks out that damages most of the instruments. When the clock hits 10 p.m., the fighting ends and everyone starts to head home. Squidward stops them at the entrance and expresses his disappointment at their lack of progress and for not taking his dream seriously. After Squidward leaves in distress at his failure, a remorseful SpongeBob scolds the townspeople and asks them to think about all of the times Squidward came through for them. Despite drawing a blank, they are convinced enough to give practice one more try for Squidward's sake, with SpongeBob as the conductor. At the day of the performance, Squidward prepares to finalize his band's cancellation, only to find Squilliam waiting for him at the entrance of the Bubble Bowl. Squidward tries to explain that his band can no longer play as they all died in a marching accident, but they suddenly appear behind him in full uniform with their instruments ready, forcing Squidward to go through with the performance. As everyone enters a huge glass dome, Squidward bemoans the humiliation that he is certain is awaiting him. The dome rises into a football stadium filled with human fans. Squidward, still fearing that the performance will be a disaster, nervously begins conducting. But to his and Squilliam's astonishment, the band performs "Sweet Victory," and it turns out to be a tremendous success. As the crowd sways in awe, Squilliam faints in shock while going to the hospital. Squidward throws away his baton and leaps into the air in triumph. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Goodbye everyone.